What's going on, Jerome's? Kirk Cousins is the current quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons after signing a 4-year, $180 million, $100 million guaranteed deal with the hot Atlanta Falcons. And I understand. A lot of Vikings fans in the comments, oh, what are you talking about Kirk Cousins, bro? We ain't even the quarterback of the team anymore. Again, I fully understand that, but also we're adults here, so we can talk about him, even though we call him Kurt, which I understand the irony and the hypocrisy. Don't care. But we're not going to treat him like he's Voldemort or Macbeth. All right, and especially when it comes to relation to the Vikings. So, yes, he is now the Waffle House, Tim Pot Waffle House dictator. Understand that. But it is related to the Vikings because it is clear. It is clear that the Atlanta Falcons tampered with Kirk Cousins during his free agency. Now, they may have been the only team seriously looking to bid on Kurt, so they may have just shot themselves in the foot. But rules need to be enforced, and hey, unless there are no rules, I mean, these tampering rules need to be enacted and enforced, and actually the Falcons put their feet to the fire. And according to Schefter, putting out this morning that resolution expected soon for tampering charges, because also the Eagles are potentially going to get banged because of the Saquon deal. This is from Schefter. The NFL's investigation into alleged tampering charges against the Falcons for their involvement with then free agent quarterback Kirk Cousins and the Eagles for involvement with then free agent running back Saquon Barkley is ongoing and could reach a conclusion as early as this week per sources. Well, if we're going to hammer him before this draft. Right, and yes, there's precedent of a punishment coming right on the day of the draft, but just get it done. Sources believe the discipline, which is likely to involve draft picks, is expected to be more severe for the Falcons. Your punishment must be more severe. Actually, the Falcons' punishment should be they have to guarantee every single dollar of Kurt's 4-year, $180 million deal. That should be the punishment. Schefter continues. Here are two examples of tampering discipline from the NFL. Dolphins forfeited 2023 first rounder, blah, 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 because of Brady and stupid ass Sean Payton. And then there were fines for ownership. I don't even care about ownership fines. Like, tell me about the draft picks. That's right. Then also the Chiefs forfeited their 2016 third-round pick and 2017 sixth-round pick for tampering Jeremy Maclin 2015. And the Chiefs were also fined, blah, blah, blah. And also a more recent one was the Cardinals had to do some draft pick swapping with the Eagles with the tampering with Jonathan Gannon, who was their D coordinator, came over to be head coach of the Cardinals. Now, the punishment for that wasn't announced until the morning of the draft last year. So there is precedent in terms of the timeline. But as we said, if the punishment is going to be severe and if the punishment is going to involve the first round, it's unfair for the rest of the league just to not know how the first round board is going to look. So, I mean, if the Falcons are going to get docked number 8, which could be on the table, because, all right, so going over facts. Again, Kirk Cousins, coming off that torn Achilles, and his contract was magically put together 86 minutes into legal tampering, magically. Now, if this was a normal free agent contract coming off of 0 injuries and he's healthy as a horse, no problem. That's what legal tampering is all about. But before the Falcons are going to make this significant investment, you would think that their medical team and their athletic trainer won't want to take a look at Kirk Cousins. And then Kurt admitted that he had, so first off, so players aren't allowed to speak to any member of the team before the start of the new league year. Legal tampering is for agents and the team. That's it. So Kurt admitting that, well, first off, he said he met with the athletic trainer as well as PR team, but then he changed it to he talked to the athletic trainer and PR team. Either one's a violation. But if it was in person and if they did an examination before the start of the new league year, that is biblically bad. That is a full-on just spitting in the face of the tampering rules. And again, if the Falcons don't get punished, every single team should meet with every single free agent and athletic trainer before the start of the new league year, because there are no rules. So Kurt admitted himself. So the Falcons have to get smacked here because otherwise the league is an absolute joke. Now, could it be a spot where the Vikings get some draft pick compensation? It's possible. I'm not holding my breath that the Vikings are going to get like one of the Falcons mid-round picks or the Vikings are going to get 11-23 freshened up. It would be nice. And the league could look at it like Kurt was not returning to the Vikings. They could be like, well, he wasn't going to go there, but we're just going to dock the Falcons a draft pick, a day 2 pick, and then we'll find everyone. Which I would understand, and frankly, is probably the most likely outcome, but I want financial compensation. And like we said, it's unfair to the rest of the board. So say the Falcons get nuked and say that number 8 is taken away from them. That shifts everyone up a spot. And you would think that, hey, instead of redoing your draft board the night of, I mean, why wouldn't you at least know a couple days in advance, which would be nice? And especially for the Vikings, who are potentially looking to trade up, you would think that, hey, on the outside chance that 11 is fresh into 8, or somehow, some way, 8 is fresh into 23 is fresh into 8, that you would want that information so the Kwesi can go to the Patriots or the Cardinals or the Chargers or whoever's like, hey, looky, look what we got. Or the Vikings have an 8 and 11. That's pretty damn sexy time. But I think it's a small chance that the Vikings benefit directly from this. Like I said, I think it's more likely that the Falcons are docked a pick, and then Arthur Blanca and the team are fine, and it's just like, But again, I would love nothing more if the Falcons just get smacked for this, because even though obviously I was whatever about Kurt coming back, especially at that price. Well, didn't want him back at that price, and it seemed like they were bidding against themselves. But there has to be rules and a decorum followed. I mean, in this gentlemanly league, and obviously the Falcons and Kurt just spit in the face of all that. So I would love if it costs them a first-round pick, or they have to give their first-round pick to the Vikings in some sort of swap. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Schefter says that a resolution with Cousins and the Falcons and tampering is expected soon. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.